Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of Moms Know Best, where we share a weekly dose of issues and experiences through our own lives and like-minded people. As moms, partners, friends, and business owners, we do all sorts of things for our family, support unit, clients, and of course the community. And at times, we find ourselves stuck in need of that extra support. And that is the reason why my BFF and I created this platform, that we are reminded that we are not alone and that there are others out there with similar experiences that can inspire, empower, and teach us how to cope in these situations. So without further ado, let me welcome my beautiful co-host, Yona Signo. Hello, Yona.
Hi, BFF. Hi, Mafe. Magandang hapon to everyone joining us on Kumu. And hello to all of our viewers on Facebook. Yes, Mafe, today we have another beautiful and special guest here at Mums Knows Best. But before we meet our guest, we want our viewers to know that here at Mums Know Best, our aim is to spread beautiful and positive stories from people who are not just amazingly talented, but are truly, truly inspirational. That's why we invite guests to share how they were able to become who they are today and what life experiences and learnings they've had to reach those points in their life. And not just that, we also want to make this show to be a platform where people can gain new knowledge and wisdom, so we may serve as a way of a change, a new perspective in life, and a new hope for those who are experiencing challenges right now.
That's right. Empowering and inspiring people is what we aim here at Moms Know Best. Not just for moms or moms to be, but also people from all walks of life. And helping to motivate people, whatever situation they may have, is really something that both of us, Yona and I, would really like to do, because we have been friends since third grade, guys. Believe it or not, we've known each other for more than, I think, 2 decades or 3 decades.
I know.
I'm not going to go count, because we got this beautiful friendship that we've blossomed, and it just keeps growing and blossoming. And so we would love to have this privilege on inviting guests that can help us keep going, because we do need that inspiration, and of course the universe really conspire that we can create and produce a show like Moms Know Best to help empower and motivate people.
Yes, exactly. Sorry, I just got enthralled with what you were saying. This is why I feel excited about our beautiful guest for today, because know that she's an inspiring woman. She's a wife, a mom, and an internationally acclaimed intuitive counselor and a meditation instructor from the University of Holistic Theology, specializing in tarot and angel card readings. She blends her experience in various modalities to help others elevate themselves in their chosen path. She's also a Reiki practitioner, a Mahavastu expert, a healer, and an avid spiritual coach. She's also the founder of Miraki Miracles and the only Mahavastu expert in the Philippines.
Yes, so excited, Yona. I mean, when do we come across a woman that has such a strong spiritual connection and inspires people? So without further ado, let's get to know our beautiful guest today. Let's welcome Neetu Nilishi. Hi, Neetu.
Hello, girls.
Hi, Neetu.
Hello.
You know what? Now, before Neetu shares her experiences, fun fact: we are all connected because of one amazing other woman, and that is Martine de Luna.
Oh, shout out to Martine. Hi, Martine. Shout out to you. Amazing.
Don't you get goosebumps thinking about that? It just goes around in circles. The world is so small that you just are connected with everyone. And
that's true.
That, right, Neetu? I know a lot of people are curious. Curious on your background, so perhaps give us a little bit of an insight on how you're doing, and also how did you become the empowered woman that you are today?
Well, thanks a lot for my background. I just have a small, I mean, I'm a voracious reader, so I have this huge blend of different books. In fact, I'm reading 3 books simultaneously these days. So it's kind of crazy. Yeah. So I'm reading this John Paul Sartre, Nauseous. I'm reading Paramahansa Yogananda, Divine Love, and I'm reading this book by Charles Adingo, which means like the power of habit. Well, about me. Well, I've always been intuitive since my childhood, and it's kind of a little tough because my parents are from science background. My mom being a pathologist and my dad being a microbiology professor. So imagine my plight as kind of black sheep of the family at that point in time. Yeah, but then I started working at the age of 17, and I dabbled in a lot of corporate jobs. I mean, from distributing a pamphlet at the gas station to all the hatchbacks and sedans to be able to work in a corporate sector in like quality. So my graph has been a little erratic there. However, I want to share this story with you where I really sort of like had this epiphany of getting into this whole profession. So I was in the midst of moving my house, and I had a whole bag with me, and I was giving this interview for a company called Spectra Mine. Okay. And they asked, and I got through. So they asked me to join the office the next day for induction. So I go there, but the guard would not allow me to enter. He would not budge. I tried to placate him, I tried to like cajole him, but he would not budge. So I see this handsome man in his, like in his black shirt, brown trousers. "Ma'am, can I help you out with something?" I said, "No, sure. I thought you must be some sort of manager there." I said, "Please do." It's like, "Let me handle this. What's your name?" "She's with me. I'll talk to all the people. Don't worry about it." And he escorted me to a room which is behind the reception. Now the room is dingy, okay, and it's a little ajar, so there's no room for any sunlight to sort of enter through, okay. And there are 6 people there, and I still remember it very vividly. I saw this golden light, a yellow light around him. I was flabbergasted. I was like, there are other people too, but I can't see the yellow light around them. And the first thought that came to my mind at that point, and that I wish he becomes my husband. I didn't know his name. I just met him. I didn't know whether he's divorced, he has kids. I have no idea. And this year we'll be completing 16 years of our marriage. So, current times, thank you for the picture. I love this picture. So, I access to the textual knowledge and those like scriptures. Plus, there was no Google, so I had no idea that I could see auras. But they were very erratic because the visions were, there. But thanks to tarot cards and meditation and all these amazing energy like modalities, that I was able to hone that and make it much more balanced, as compared to being erratic all the time. So that's how I began my journey. And I was
wow, that gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, me too.
Love at first sight or knowing at first sight story, I guess.
So we talk about now Meraki. What is Meraki? Can you share about owning Meraki Miracles? What exactly is that?
Well, Meraki, I'm very proud of this particular company that I have opened with my friend. Meraki means to do anything with passion, with absolute devotion and undivided attention, and to be able to leave an essence of your soul, like a part of your soul in like anything you do. So I just highly resonated with this word at that point in time. So we have built up this platform where we enable and we empower individuals to be able to unleash their true potential and to be able to make them heal themselves by various things like intuitive counseling, breath purification techniques, and by meditation, and by different motivational strategies, by the quotes on the Bhagavad Gita, Kabbalah. So we have this high range of number of things which we do to empower them. And then we try to focus on 4 aspects, like the health set, mindset, heart set, and soul set. What I mean by that is this, like a heart set to be able to let go and forgive, just so you can move on in life. And your health set, again, the breath purification techniques called pranayama, which help you sort of like cleanse your system and makes you lose weight as well, like a bonus for that. And then your soul set, which means different types of meditation, which are customized as per your composition. Okay. And then we have I spoke about mindset, which means like a mental ability and to make it more agile and give you a lot of clarity. So we basically work on those aspects in our company.
Oh, wow.
That is so cool. I've got so many questions in my mind because it's just I've just learned so many things just then. And I just love that it's truly, truly holistic. Everything that you've
Yes.
mentioned, it goes from the top of your head all the way down to your toes, and I just
Yeah.
absolutely love that. Oh, that is so
Mhm.
amazing. Are you able to share with us, Neetu, like what exactly is Mahavastu? Like, is it similar to Feng Shui, or is it what is that?
Well, I'll start with Mahavastu. So, Vastu originated from this Sanskrit word called your vas, okay, which basically means like a nice habitable place, like a place which basically enables you to be successful in life. So the
Wow.
purpose of Mahavastu is the science and art of basically exploring human potential through the built-up space. Because your inner space is the expansion and the extension of the built-up space or the place where you stay, and your life is a reflection of your inner space. I like the way Mary Diamond, like a very famous author, says that your house and your environment is a 3D-dimensional vision board. So all the objects which you keep in
Ah,
your house, all the colors which you choose in your house, they are somehow entering the subconscious mind into manifesting what you deserve. So if you're not careful in terms of balancing your environment, it can have an effect. Because law of attraction is not just about visualization and like your intention, but your environment too. Let me try to give you an example to that. Okay, that if you see if it's raining outside or if it's scorching heat outside, what does one do? Like they basically find a shaded area which can help them camouflage or they can dodge the pouring heat there, which means your environment, if it's conducive to your alignment, right, you can achieve
yep.
so much more in terms of abundance, in terms of good like relationships, in terms of money, in terms of making a mark in your career. And Mahavastu is actually thousands years older than Feng Shui. Feng Shui
Ah,
actually stems from Mahavastu. Feng
okay.
Shui is just 4,000 years old, but Vastu goes decades and years and thousands and years long ago. In fact, like all the ancient scriptures of ours actually defines the earth energy field. So Vastu is based on science, and Feng Shui is based on your geographical, I mean, like your implications there. Okay, if I
Yep.
can tell you in a nutshell, Mahavastu can be applied to a home which is being built from scratch, but feng shui can be used anytime by just basing your energy patterns and your energy numbers and the tools like wind chimes and Buddha. But this is more about 45 energy fields and your 16 zones because each zone has a certain thrust to your persona. Like example, North gives you the opportunity for money. Northeast gives you the clarity. Southeast gives you the power and the confidence to basically move forward. So it's much more expansive than feng shui, but they're pretty similar in the basic principles because they are also based around like the cosmic energy of the universe. It's like
Yep.
Vedic astrology and Western moon positioning
Oh,
or
yeah.
sun positioning. So they're pretty much similar, right? But they are
Yeah.
they're like dramatically different from each other. So it works like that.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's amazing. I just love that it's got that scientific behind it. Like I love those
science.
things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm learning so much. Like you wouldn't believe it. I've actually been like writing notes because I'm just like it's so interesting. I find
I
it
don't
so
see your pen there.
fascinating.
I don't see your pen there. I'm just joking.
I do. I do. Look, see?
Oh, wow.
I told
We
you.
should talk
It's
offline then.
amazing.
We
I
should
love
talk
that
offline.
stuff.
Yeah, let's
I
talk
really do.
offline. Because speaking of that, Neetu she has many clients all over the world, and now you
Yeah.
just added another one from Australia, and
Yes.
we
I
so
actually
yeah,
have a lot of
right.
clients in Australia too. But yeah, it's just good to connect with people on so many levels. So I'm just happy. I'm very thankful to Zoom and to all these amazing online, I mean, like platforms. Thank God we have them.
Exactly.
I can pray for
That's
you
what
and
we've
come.
read.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
read that. We've read your testimonials, and you've received such amazing testimonials. And we know that you do consultation via Zoom and over the phone as well. Are you able to share with us a little bit about how you're able to read their energies, like through these methods, and even when you're like thousands of miles apart?
Well, like I said, if you are intuitive, if you have a daily spiritual practice and you have the willingness to be able to hone your psychic gift, right? So then distance doesn't really matter, right? It's all about entering your subconscious mind because you have this deep level of memory. right? We just basically delve into that, or sort of like pounce into that and just interpret for you because you have all the answers already. But then sometimes because of lack of clarity and fogged up images, right, it can get very confusing, right? So we just basically enter the vibration, and then whether you're with me, whether you're outside, or whether you're miles apart, it doesn't really matter because it's all about tuning in to the frequency of what you're thinking at that point in time. So if you can tune in and channelize and navigate your way through that, it's a piece of cake walk.
Wow, that's
So I think
amazing.
Fiona is asking, her next question is, are you able to read her energy right now?
I can actually. I'm not sure whether would you want me to go about that or not, but then we can talk about it. But I can just
So,
imagine that your dominating prakriti, which is like your composition, is water. Okay, which basically means that she'll be very abundant in her life because water sign, like it always gives you a lot of trust towards making your financial security utmost important. So I think she'll be able to balance her work life as well as like a career life very efficiently.
love
Thank
it.
you. I love that. Thank you, Neetu. Oh, that's amazing. I know you mentioned, when your beginnings in terms of, seeing this aura from this amazing man that you just saw. Are you able to
My
explain to
husband.
us, from exactly from there? Did you say, okay, I want to understand about auras? Did you start off with, I want to go into intuitive counseling or meditation? Like what was your personal journey like in getting to start your career, I suppose, or your calling?
Well, sure, it's a very nice question. Well, like I mentioned that I was working at the age of 17, and when I learned about this, at that time, this was not exactly looked upstart because people were like, really, you want to become this? Seriously, I mean, get a job in a proper corporate sector, become an air hostess, do something else, which is much more viable in terms of the society wants, right? So I never really paid heed to it, and I never took it seriously, but I thought maybe I have this good intuition, but I never really worked on it. It just is that when I was doing these jobs, these odd jobs in the corporate sector, I was having this feeling of lack, as if something is missing there. Like you get the feeling, right, when you're doing something,
Mm,
but you don't feel feel the connection with that thing, right? So
yeah.
after doing my MBA and after dabbling in a lot of jobs, and I had this epiphany that I need to do something else. And I was wondering, what else can I do? So I had this burning desire to serve people, to be able to be helpful, because I was always this agony aunt, which I didn't even like realize it. I remember telling my husband once that, can I get a job where I can help people and get paid for it? He's like, really, Nico, there's no such job, really. But then I read this quote, and I still remember vividly, from Martin Luther King. He said that not everybody can be famous, okay, but everyone can be great because greatness is determined by success and by service. So if
Oh, I
I
love
can
it.
add significance to my service, it will be equal to happiness. And the money and the fame will just follow because they are just like byproducts. And since I was so present with this idea that I need to be able to make a mark just so I can transform someone's life, and I had no clue what I'm going to do, but I had the vision, I had the clarity of the direction, but I didn't know how to do it. But like they say, when you're ready, like you automatically attract the right like resources, people, mentors, teachers, right? And I was blessed to be able to meet some amazing, amazing souls in my journey. And I think I'm the product there. And this is just a beginning. I'm still learning. I have a long way to go. But I couldn't be happier like the way my life is unfolding these days. So I'm just very grateful.
Oh, amazing. And I loved how you said that, you're still learning. And it's true. Life
Still
is a
learning.
journey
Yeah, I can
that
never
we're
stop learning. Yeah.
it's forever learning. I feel like every single day there's a lesson for us. And I just absolutely love that. Oh, that's so
Absolutely.
amazing. You are amazing, Neetu. You really are.
Who are
Um,
you guys?
so how do you use your teachings and your counselings and just your own techniques to motivate yourself, as a person, as a mum, a wife, and as a woman?
I love being a woman. I love being a mother. I love being a daughter. I love being a sister. But you know what? Very early on in my life, I kind of had this feeling that I cannot be contained by just being a mother, by just being a sister, by just being a daughter. I can be more than that. And I learned very early on that there are two sorry, there are two types of people. Okay, one like who says that I'm going to wait around to feel like it, and then I'm going to take action. But the second one is like, you know what, I'm going to take action, and then I'll see how I feel about it. So I go by these two principles which I follow. Number one being that I am responsible for my state of mind, my happiness. I cannot blame anyone else that if I'm feeling miserable or happy. I don't want to give that power to anyone to make me feel the way I'm feeling. So I am what I am, and I will be what I want it to be. That's number one. Number
Love it.
two, see, in your life, there will be moments, and a lot of moments, because in a day we have 60,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are negative. So it's a very common thing there, right? But I also vacillate, and I also like oscillate like a pendulum with my highs and lows, right? But the idea is not to feel positive all the time, because it's just not possible. I mean, if you have lost your loved one, if you got sacked from a job, you can't suddenly feel very positive, right? But the idea is to substitute a better emotion. Example, you can always choose rage compared to jealousy, a better emotion compared to jealousy, right? You can always pick boredom over pessimism, over being very pessimistic. You can always choose doubt over worry. You can choose enthusiasm over like a positive expectation. So these are these lines. In fact, Abraham Hicks has made this list of 22 emotions which are better than each other, from joy to being powerlessness. So I just try to make a list, and I have a long list where, example, dancing. I love dancing. It just sparks my spirit like right up. I love to read, like I mentioned. I love to listen to music from like Mozart to even Chandelier by Sia. So anything which make me distract and be in a better emotion compared to what I feel and can make me smile at that time can instantly raise my vibration and can make me more like productive towards my work. So these two things I'm very mindful, very conscious of. It's I mean these three things are for me. But then for you, it could be playing with your dog, playing with your pet or your child, or like calling up an old friend, watching a funny video, whatever works to make you get out of that stigma of feeling negative. So these two things always keeps me glued to my passion and to my purpose.
That is, I love that. I wrote those two down because I think there's so much to learn just from those, just from those things that there's two things that you've shared. There's a lot of
Yep.
wisdom in that, and I know for sure. I think it is absolutely. I 100% agree in terms of being responsible for your own happiness. It's not something that we can transfer to anybody else. And it's really not something that we should be giving power to somebody else, and it's something that we should be accountable and responsible for. And
And there are a lot of people who blame people that, I'm feeling bad because of this person. Why? You have an option, you
yeah,
have a choice. And your
exactly.
soul will go on your destiny. Because you need to be in the driver's seat. Otherwise, like the driver will drive you there, right? I mean, like will sort of lead you in the
Right.
wrong direction. So yeah.
Oh,
Exactly. Time
oh my,
sense, guys.
I know, I know. I've learned so much, like in that short period of time. Like it's so amazing.
I'm still
You
learning.
know,
There's so much more. Yeah.
I know you mentioned, those your two principles, your guiding principles, in ensuring that you live out your purpose. But in terms
Yeah.
of your responsibilities, with your personal life as well as your work and your business, how do you juggle those things?
Well, I feel I must be a juggler in my past life because I think I'm pretty good at multitasking. Well, but jokes apart, I feel I'm very lucky and very blessed to have a supportive and this amazing husband, this amazing man, which I mentioned earlier. So like prior to pandemic, we used to travel a lot, like incessantly. I love this picture. I miss you. Anyway, so I think that we would like travel incessantly, but then we would take turns to make sure that one person, like one parent, stays with the child. I have a 12-year-old child, and then at the same time, we make sure that we instill the quality of independence in our child, just so he's aware of the choices and the decisions which he takes, which can have consequences, good or bad. Other than that,
Yeah.
I also make sure that apart from my work life, if we can do one activity as a family together, like these days we are into lawn tennis. I'm still learning to play the lawn tennis. And I have a table tennis table in my living room. Imagine. So it's just this that we can just take our time because if you can just balance, because I just feel that in life we have five kinds of balls, right? Like, and so one is like your intelligence ball, one is your health ball, One is like a family ball, or like your relationship, or then your career balls. Career balls is still made of say rubber. It can sort of bounce back. So is your intelligence. But your family, your health, and like your relationships are made of glass. Once it breaks forever. So I think we need to
Yeah.
be very mindful to pay more attention to our family and our relationships, because if they are not there, you might reach here, but you're very lonely there. But you can
Yes.
reach there while you have their support. So I think it's imperative for us to take our time to spend some time with our family, and I think that's how it should be. I mean, it's like a non-negotiable for me. So simple.
Yes. Yeah, that's so true. Family is something that, it should be prioritized, and that should be something that we hold close to our hearts. So we should take the time to nurture it so that it will thrive. Absolutely, yeah. I couldn't agree more, Neetu. Along the way with your business, has there been something that has been like a aha moment? So something that you've
So
learned
many
and
of
was
them.
surprised. I mean, yeah.
I,
Well, what
I
would be
still
like?
get moved by it. I mean, there were so many amazing, amazing aha moments. I mean, I think I couldn't be more grateful that all the spirit guides, angels, and they guided me towards this path, because this path is full of amazing, amazing moments. I mean, I can share so many of them, but we don't have the time here. But I can share a few of them. Like I remember I had this client in Jakarta where her child, like the only child, was suffering with a lot of health issues since almost 2 years. And imagine a 12-year-old girl child, and they had tried all the doctors, did this, did that, just by making her sleep in a certain position and in a certain zone, and keeping the medicine box in a certain zone again. It's been 1 year now. That's what she's absolutely healthy, and the
Wow.
health growth, which used to be 100,000 per annum, has become like 1/10 of it now. And I think
Wow.
that, and when I talk to her, and she's like, "Hi, auntie," I'm like, I just melt. I mean, there's so much of warmth, when
Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm not doing anything. I'm just the anchor. I'm just a channel. But to be able to provide the guidance which can change things for the better, I think there's
Yeah.
no other ecstasy or like aphrodisiac in the world than making someone feel like that, and the energy is flowing through you. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, that was very nice that I experienced. There was another one actually, which was a little love thing. That there was a very old client of mine, and she recently got separated from her husband as just a couple of months back, and she was looking for a new love. And I said, you know what, you will meet this man in so and so party. He'll have broad shoulders, be very soft, he'll be like this, like me. And she just gave me a call like last week that guess what, I met the guy in a
No.
party, and he has broad shoulders. So things like these makes you believe in your sacred science so much that you're gonna revert it, right? Cards are amazing. I mean, cards are archetype of what human experiences have been so far. Anything under the umbrella of sky, anything at all, like legality, business, it can practically give you some amazing, amazing guidance.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh
We
spooky,
my.
have
right?
time. We have to refer Kimmy Lou to Neetu.
I know. I think so. We do, because she's manifesting. So we need to
Yes.
get some guidance around that area for her.
At
Wow,
your
that is.
service.
I love that. That is amazing that your client contacted you just recently. I
I can tell
love
you
that.
so many of them. I can tell you so many of them. In fact, no, in fact, let me just share one more with you.
Yes,
I had
go.
this
Yeah.
friend from client, okay? And I saw her card. She was seeing someone, and I told her that, you know what, I have this feeling, and through my cards again, that this person can make you pregnant out of wedlock, which means before marriage. So be very careful, okay? Or better still, leave the person, because it's just not going to work out, and this person will leave. Like, all right, and she was very skeptical. Okay, skeptical not out of fear, but out of a discerning, questionable mind. So it's like, up to
Yeah.
you. And then I said, but be careful, love. Yeah. And then after 5 months, she calls me up, like, can I just come to your house? I just want to show you something. Sure. She comes and she has a big belly. I'm like, what? Pregnant.
Oh,
I still have goosebumps here. And that was
oh,
spooky. That was really, really spooky. I was like, oh my God. So I just said,
wow.
right? See, so in a tarot deck, we have a couple of cards which are your destiny cards, which means something is bound to happen, but then one can always control how they experience it. And then we have the regular cards, which are subjective. It can be changed, like a warning, which you can always change it to the direction which you want it to be. So it works
Oh,
like that. So yeah.
Okay. Because I was actually wondering if that was, if that was possible. Whether you have like a session with a person and they'll be like, no, I don't want it to be that way.
Yeah,
And
but we
my
can
question
change it.
was
We have
going
a
to
lot of
be,
remedies. Yeah, sorry, please go ahead.
well, that's great to know, because I
Yeah.
think one of the things that people are fearful of seeing these, like I guess what people
The
might say.
images on the cards, right? Like the
Yeah.
death
So
card, the tower card.
exactly.
I
I
think I
mean,
blame the movies for that because in the movies, like you see these like women with like gothic makeup and they worn and then they talk
yes,
like that. Look at me, I'm a very pretty looking girl. I don't think so. I have to
yeah,
really do all of those things. So it's a myth because one card can have over 3,000 meanings. Okay, and it's like a chessboard. One can all just by making the right turn or the right move, we can change it. So it's
yeah,
all about being there at the right time. Okay, let me give you an example there. If you go to a forest or a jungle, right, and there are a lot of potholes there are a lot of like wild animals there. So if you have a guide with you, you will learn to again camouflage yourself against the animals and dodge the potholes. But they are still there, right? So
yeah.
similarly, for these cards, we have situations which are very worrisome, which can be very daunting, which can be very jarring. But if we have the right guidance with us, we can learn to dodge them and reach our
Yeah.
destination faster and with better results. So it works like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Life
so great.
loves it. Yeah.
No, no, it's really great, because I think a lot of people, we're fearful for those types of moments where they might hear something that they don't necessarily want to hear, and then they feel
Yeah.
like they're not able to control it, to change it. And so, like many situations, we are responsible for how things turn out in our life. And I just love that you can have that extra course of action
Actually, I'd
to.
like to add something here. So, I'm a believer of accountability that we can co-create our destiny anytime, right? Now, destiny for me, it's a very interesting word. So, in the words of Bhagavad Gita, it's a sacred text of India, okay, where we have this amazing dialogues between God and one like warrior. Okay, so they talk about it that if you are destined to get hit by a big boulder, it's written in your chart that you will get hit by this big boulder and you will die, right? But by doing a lot of meditation or by doing activities which are raising your vibration, like charity, being a good person, doing good things, you will still get hit. But instead of a big boulder, it will be a small rock, which does give you a
Mm,
little scratch. So it
yeah.
works like that. If something is destined, all right, but then it doesn't have to be exactly what it is. You can make the impact high and low based on the choices and the intention that you have. It works like
Yeah.
that.
Yes, and I love that you always mention about raising the vibration. It's true, and the way in which we do that is by doing those helpful, like being of service to others. And I think that is such a important message to share with people: the connection between being of service to others and how that enables us to be lifted ourselves. I just think that is so powerful, in such a powerful message to share, and I love that you're sharing that message with everybody. And in terms of for people who are pursuing, or thinking of pursuing something that they absolutely love, what would your advice be for them?
Go do it. I mean, absolutely. I mean, I believe that if you do something which you love doing, it won't appear like a job. I mean, I love what I do, so everything is. I mean, every day, every minutia of my day is full of excitement. I feel uplifted because I'm able to inspire people. I am able to be more like productive. And if you do what you love doing, you feel fulfilled. And I think the purpose of life is not about having goals and then accomplishing them. It's about being fully present into what you're doing and loving it. And then by default, like the money, the fame, everything will follow. So just learn to enjoy what you do. So absolutely, be it the metaphysical world, be it like your dancing world. As long as you love what you do, you're bound to succeed because you are enjoying. It doesn't feel like a drudgery to go to office, wake up in the morning. If you feel like that, then maybe you're not in the right profession. Because when I wake up each morning, I'm like, yes, let's do this. I have this enthusiasm in me. And I think if your passion gets merged with your purpose, that's the beauty of this. So when,
Oh,
when I was looking for my direction, I knew my passion, but I didn't know my purpose. But since I was following my passion, they got merged, and I'm here.
oh,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. I can feel
Thank you,
your
Sandra.
energy.
Right? I love it. I love
I
it.
love it.
Neetu is
It's amazing, amazing.
so speaking about Neetu, I know you have a lot of things going on, right? So maybe you can share with everyone or invite how they can book a session with you. Or I know you have your Valentine's gift right now that you're promoting.
Valentine's Day.
So please do invite.
Yes, well, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I mean, I have a Facebook page as well, and we'll be launching our website in a couple of weeks as well. And we have a lot of things in the pipeline. I'm doing 2 webinars in the month of March, where I'll be talking about abundance, how to make your own abundance and the way to do it with the right intention, and how to attract your soulmate. So we'll be talking about those 2 aspects. And then on top of that, we just have this promo going on for the Valentine's Day, where the first 5 winners will get a free reading from me. So please go ahead and visit my page.
Amazing.
Yeah, I know. So Valentine's, there it is, guys. Check it out on social media. Neetu is giving out retail reading for these first 5 winners that will follow, share, and comment on the box. Why they deserve this Valentine's. So please go ahead and continue to support Neetu, because her passion and her love to inspire others and to just give you that reminder that your life is very special. So live each day like no other. Right? Me too. Right, Yana?
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. But just like remember that good is not good enough, we should strive for excellence always.
Oh yes. Oh my God, I love it. Oh my God. I am just I could keep talking to you until I
I'm pretty infamous as a talker, so I'm trying to listen more these days, but okay. Right.
Now you're both connected, and everybody who's tuned in, guys, please do reach out to Neetu because she has so much to share for you. You know, whatever you're going through right now, I know it's a challenging time. So this is a perfect time for you to really find self-love and self-care. And Neetu is the best person to give you that, that cheer, that, reminder, and just join her gift right now, because obviously it's something that anyone can win. So you just have to participate and show up, right, Yana?
Yes, yes. I just, there were so many things that I've learned from just our short chat, and it was so powerful, a lot of the messages. And I think, I one of the ones I really love is about being present in our lives, and really enjoying and, making sure that we prioritize ourselves and also our families, because, like you said, those relationships, those connections are really valuable, and it is something that we really should take care of. And I absolutely, that message really resonates with me, and the whole creation of our destiny is just, I love it. Like I've literally been writing down. It's just so amazing. Thank you
You
so
girls
much.
are amazing. So thank you so much for having me here. I think I had a ball.
What a special episode, just to have you on Chinese New Year also, guys, if you want to start 2021, right? Neetu,
Yes.
again, best person to have that guidance. I know Yona and I learned so much, and I learned so much from you, Neetu, daily. So I'm really happy that we're connected. And thanks again, Martine, for connecting us. There's a small circle here because Yona is also but Martine. And we have to thank everyone who's tuned in. Of course, our moms, Tita Yoli, Mama, for always supporting us in Sydney. Our Izzy, Aubrey, RM, who do we have, Nico, and I think Juhi Grual is a friend of yours. Neetu.
Oh yeah, she's my best. Yeah, so I love her. I love you.
And Sanjay Khanna is also here saying that you touch our heart, Neetu. God bless you.
I love you, Mamaji.
You are a great motivator.
My relatives are there too, I guess.
And a special shout out to my husband who's tuned in. Hello, #show up. See, that's his hashtag. And I'm glad
I love it. Hi, Nick.
See, we are so
Actually,
blessed to have
both our husbands showed up.
Yeah, Patrick is also here. So as you can see, Neetu, this is a very inspirational episode, and not only have you inspired Yonan and I, you have inspired our families and everyone who's tuned in. I'm sure that your email will be busy for the next couple of days. And
Yes.
that's going to be
all
good.
right.
And I
Like, I'm very good at multitasking, so it's all right.
So maybe you have some motivation or inspiration for the year of the ox, for the people who are year of the ox, because that is their year. I mean, it's all our year, but perhaps need to you have a special message for them.
Well, I believe that this is a year for Mercury as per the Vedic astrology because it's 2021. So I guess your speech, like the power of your speech, which can uplift a person or which can make the person feel worse. So be very careful, be very mindful, and be very careful of the choice of words which you use with people. So and try to use words which are much more like dramatic and expressive. Instead of saying I'm feeling good, I'm feeling wonderful, I'm feeling fantastic, I'm feeling fabulous. So try and use words which can take you to a different level. Because it's the year for Mercury. I want to say.
And to that, I feel great now.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And you feel fabulous, right?
Inspired.
Yes.
So again, Neetu, thank you so much for gracing us.
Thank you for having me.
We would love to have you, actually. Maybe let's do a collab where you can
Yes.
visit again and give special
Sure.
messages to our viewers. Let's talk about it offline. But for
Yes.
now, we'll see you later. We love you and
I look
thank you
forward to
so
your
much.
call.
Thank you so
Thank you
much,
so much.
Neetu.
Have a wonderful weekend and all the very best. Stay smiling.
Yes, you too.
Keep smiling,
And thank
sorry.
you, everyone. I mean, wow. Just the two amazing tips that she shared. Just
Yeah.
don't give the power to others, right? You are accountable for your feelings. You are accountable for your actions. Don't blame somebody else because when you're the driver in the car, I said, is there somebody else holding your hand to drive? No, you are the driver of your life. So take charge. I love that. Goosebumps.
I know. Oh my god, there were so many things, and I quickly just saw as well. Kuya's tuning in too. So hi, Kuya. It's so I think there are many powerful messages, and I think yes, that is key. I think that is the key to how we will navigate life and the journey that we're all on. It's about us really taking control and being accountable, because it's true, in terms of the choices that we make and also the words that we use. So we really have to be mindful of these things, everybody. And I know, Mafe, you and I try to, be as mindful as possible in the things that we do. And because we are inspired. We're inspired by our teams. We're inspired by, our families to be better and do better. And we really, really hope that today's episode will bring more inspiration and motivation for our viewers, and for our families also, because at the end of the day, the things that we do will take us to the place that we see for ourselves. It's really our control, and I'm so happy to be doing this with you, Rafe. This is amazing.
I truly believe that, of course, as Catholics, God sent angels on this earth to guide us. We could be angels for other people. I don't need to put in front of us to be a guidance. And she did share that she may have a strong spiritual connection, and when she does give you a guide, it's really up to you to choose to believe or not, or enhance and take it as a positive and change your the destiny that was supposed to be put for you and make it better, right? So for everybody there who of course has that question mark on receiving guidance, just do it. Like you said, just do it. If you want to try, just try it. At least you can tell yourself, oh, I tried it and I liked it, or never mind, I'll skip. So that was the powerful message for me, and I always tell you that, let's go, Yona, let's just do it, and you're gonna love it. And if you don't, then let's move forward, right? So with that, guys, tune into our next episode next week for Moms Know Best, as we invite another special guest. And thank you for tuning in this episode of Moms
No.
Best. Crack up.